If London is the bustling heart of England, then the countryside is its quiet, steady breath, a keeper of a magic the city can never quite hold. Out here, a single hillside can give you the wind's gentle whispers through ancient oaks, the earthy scent of damp grass, and the delicate perfume of wildflowers carried in each breath. Winding footpaths slip past moss-clad stone walls, where sheep graze as if time itself has forgotten them. Every turn feels like stepping into a painting, sometimes a swaying field of gold at harvest, sometimes a mirror-still lake reflecting drifting clouds. At dawn, mist curls through the valleys like a living thing, and when the sun breaks through, the world glows as though scattered with powdered light. Life moves so tenderly slow that you might swear you can hear a dewdrop touch a leaf. Here, time is kept not by the ticking of clocks, but by the opening of blossoms, the far-off toll of a church bell, and the hush of the sun sinking behind the hills. It is in this timeless world where beauty and stillness embrace that we begin our journey through the top 10 most magical countryside escapes in the UK. The Cotswolds, England. If England had a heart-shaped postcard, it would be the Cotswolds, a land that feels as if it were painted in gentle strokes by time itself. Stretching gracefully across 6 counties, this enchanting region rolls out endless hills brushed in shades of green and gold, broken only by honey-colored villages that seem suspended in another era. These are not movie sets, though many have graced the silver screen, but living, breathing communities, shaped over centuries by people whose roots run deep into the soil. Covering some 800 square miles, its limestone hills have been quarried since Roman times, giving rise to a building style so distinctive that a single glance tells you exactly where you are. That stone, glowing warm under the sun and deepening to amber in the rain, has built cottages, manor houses, and market halls that still stand proud after hundreds of years. In the Middle Ages, the wool trade brought a wave of prosperity here, transforming sleepy hamlets into bustling market towns. The wealth of that era still whispers through the ornate carvings and towering spires of its great churches, known as wool cathedrals. Even today, market days fill village squares with chatter, laughter, and the scent of fresh bread and blooming flowers. One of the region's crown jewels is Blenheim Palace, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where grandeur and history intertwine, forever tied to the legacy of Winston Churchill. Elsewhere, Broadway Tower stands alone against the horizon, a Victorian folly and a silent sentinel, watching over the folds of the countryside. The Cotswolds have stirred the imagination of great writers, from J.R.R. Tolkien, who found Middle-earth in its gentle landscapes, to Laurie Lee, who captured its slow, lyrical rhythm. Winding lanes curl between stone walls, leading to villages where every doorway tells a story and every garden spills with roses in summer. Architecture here is a blend of stately elegance and rustic charm. grand manor houses with sweeping lawns, medieval inns with timber beams darkened by centuries, and cottages where the thatch bends low, as if bowing to welcome you in. The streets seem to hum with an old-world calm, broken only by the distant peal of church bells or the clip-clop of horses' hooves. The Cotswolds' boundaries touch Gloucestershire, Oxfordshire, Wiltshire, Warwickshire, Worcestershire, and Somerset, yet each village feels like its own tiny kingdom. The charm is not just in what you see, it's in the way the air feels softer, the way time slows, and the way even the sheep seem to pose as part of the scenery. In spring, the hills blush with wildflowers. In autumn, they glow with copper and gold. Winters here are quieter still, with frost turning fields into silver quilts beneath pale skies. The rhythm of life moves at the pace of market days, cricket matches on green lawns, and long, unhurried walks through meadows. Once you've walked its winding lanes and watched the evening lights spill over golden stone, and heard the low murmur of rivers threading through the valleys. You'll carry the Cotswolds with you, not just in memory, but in the heart. It's a place that doesn't just exist on a map, but lingers in the imagination forever. Lake District, England. Nestled in Cumbria's northwest corner, the Lake District is a region where history, geography, and culture converge in a breathtaking harmony. Formed by ancient glaciers, its rugged peaks and tranquil lakes tell a geological story millions of years old, each valley a chapter written in stone and water. The area's earliest human footprints date back to the Stone Age, followed by the arrival of Norse settlers who left their mark on local place names. Throughout the Middle Ages, small farming communities flourished here, building in distinctive gray slate and stone that still define the landscape today. The valleys whisper tales of Viking raiders and shepherds who carved out a life in the rugged fells. These stories linger in the air, carried on the wind that sweeps down from the peaks, as if the hills themselves remember every footstep. Architecture here stands solid against centuries of weather: stone cottages, weathered barns, and bridges that feel like they've always been part of the earth. Some villages seem untouched by time, where moss creeps over stone walls and narrow lanes twist like old ribbons. History and myth blur in these hills. Poets and painters swore the light here was unlike anywhere else. William Wordsworth's verses still haunt the landscapes he loved, his imagery echoing in the rustle of leaves along Grasmere's shores. John Ruskin found inspiration here too, capturing the moral beauty of the land in his writings. Beatrix Potter's characters feel as though they might scamper across your path, perhaps from behind a dry stone wall or through a meadow of daisies. Stand at Windermere's, the largest lake, and you'll understand why painters lose themselves in its shifting colors: silvers at dawn, deep blues at midday, and golds that shimmer at sunset. Hike Scafell Pike, England's tallest mountain, and feel the wind carry whispers of history and the quiet pride of those who've reached its summit. In Keswick, a market town with cobbled streets, you can shop for handcrafted goods that seem to tell their own stories. Woolen scarves dyed in the colors of the hills, pottery shaped like the lakes, and artisanal foods infused with local herbs. Wander further, and you'll find hidden tarns, small mountain lakes mirroring the sky so perfectly you'll wonder where water ends and clouds begin. Every season transforms the Lake District. Wildflowers in spring, golden ferns in fall, snow-dusted peaks in winter, and endless green in summer. Even the rain here feels poetic, beating on leaves and misting the valleys in a soft silver veil. It's a region that demands to be felt, not just seen. The Lake District isn't just a destination, it's an awakening, a place where the beauty of nature intertwines with human history to create something timeless, something that lingers long after you've gone. Scottish Highlands, Scotland. The Scottish Highlands aren't just a region, they're a world apart, a realm where nature, history, and myth weave together into something unforgettable. Vast mountains rise like sleeping giants, their peaks dusted with snow even in late spring, as if winter refuses to let go entirely. Glens stretch endlessly, carved by ancient glaciers that shape both land and legend. From horizon to horizon, the Highlands are a painter's dream. Shimmering locks that mirror the sky, rolling hills that shift in color with the seasons, and winding roads that turn every journey into an adventure. Mists roll in from the sea, draping the hills in silver veils and softening the rugged edges of the land. Heather, bracken, and ancient stone weave a living tapestry, its hues shifting from deep purples in late summer to golden browns in autumn. Villages here feel untouched by time, with whitewashed cottages tucked against the wind and stone walls tracing quiet patterns across the fields. History breathes in every ruined castle and solitary standing stone. Silent witnesses to centuries of battles, clan feuds, and whispered legends. This is a land of ballads and tales, of warriors, poets, and rebels whose names still echo through the glens. Lochs stretch dark and deep, some holding legends older than the castles on their shores. Loch Ness may have its legendary monster, but the real enchantment lives in the mystery that hangs in the air, from the gentle ripple of water at dusk to the haunting call of a lone bird across the empty moor. Gaelic still drifts in the air, woven into songs, place names, and the lilting voices of those who call this land home. Walk through Glen Coe and you'll feel both beauty and tragedy, a place where breathtaking views are shadowed by the memory of the 1692 massacre. Stand on the ramparts of Islandonan Castle and watch the tide shift beneath its stone bridge, the sea breathing in and out with ancient patience. The people here are as warm as the peat fires in their hearths, offering stories alongside a dram of whiskey. Wildlife moves freely, deer grazing in the mist, eagles tracing slow circles above the peaks, otters slipping quietly into glassy waters. The Highlands invite you to slow down, to listen to the wind carry old stories, and to follow paths that seem to lead into another time. Every road and trail feels like an invitation to wander deeper into its wild heart. In the Scottish Highlands, time doesn't simply pass, it rests, it lingers, and it leaves its mark on everyone who comes here. Yorkshire Dales, England. The Yorkshire Dales are where England's countryside turns into poetry, a living canvas where every curve of hill and line of stone wall feels like a brushstroke of history. Rolling green hills stretch to the horizon, divided by centuries-old stone walls that snake quietly across the land. Deep valleys, known as dales, are carved by rivers that still sing their way to the sea, their voices echoing through fields and woodlands. The geography is defined by limestone scenery, cliffs, caves, and pavements shaped over millions of years. Waterfalls tumble through gorges, slip into underground streams, and reappear in hidden glens. Human history here reaches back to prehistoric settlements and Roman occupation, leaving traces in ancient roads and forgotten earthworks. In the medieval era, monasteries such as Fountains Abbey and Bolton Priory shaped local life. Their stone towers rising like beacons of faith and community. The dissolution of the monasteries in the 16th century left haunting ruins behind, now cloaked in ivy and birdsong. Yet the Dale's true beauty lies in the harmony between people and nature. Sheep graze freely on the hillsides, their white forms dotting the green like drifting clouds. Villages with slate-roofed cottages gather around market squares, where traditions endure in folk songs, seasonal fairs, and recipes passed down for generations. The scent of freshly baked Yorkshire pudding drifting from a kitchen window is as much a part of the Dales as the call of a curlew over the moors. The land invites unhurried exploration, walking its trails, watching the light shift across the hills, listening to the wind sweep over the high ground. Sunlight breaks through clouds in golden shafts, painting the slopes in ever-changing shades. Writers have sought peace here, only to find inspiration in every dale and fell. Artists, too, have tried to capture the way the Dales feel, wild and welcoming all at once. This is a place of beauty, yes, but also of character, shaped by centuries of human hands and enduring traditions. The Yorkshire Dales don't just welcome you, they draw you in, asking you to stay a little longer, to walk one more path, to see how the land transforms with each passing hour. Peak District, England. If the Peak District had a middle name, it would be legend. For every ridge, river, and valley here seems to carry a story older than memory itself. Nestled in the very heart of England, its rolling moors and craggy cliffs hold centuries of whispered tales passed down through generations. This is a land where Bronze Age stone circles, like the eerie Nine Ladies, are said to be petrified dancers, cursed for moving on the Sabbath. The Peak District wears two distinct faces: the gentler White Peak, with its meadows, rivers, and hidden caves, and the rugged Dark Peak, where gritstone edges slice boldly against the sky. Each has its own mood, one soft and pastoral, the other wild and untamed, yet together they create a landscape that is endlessly captivating. Villages here seem frozen in time, their stone cottages weathered by centuries of rain, frost, and wind. Chatsworth House rises like a dream from its manicured grounds, home to the Dukes of Devonshire for over 500 years. Its grand halls have welcomed royalty, artists, and perhaps a ghost or two, while its gardens, crafted by the legendary Capability Brown, unfold in a perfect blend of artistry and nature. The region's history is etched into every wall, from ancient Roman roads to Norman churches whose bells still ring out across the valleys. In Hathersage, the churchyard claims the grave of Little John, Robin Hood's loyal companion. Some swear they've seen his towering ghost walking the lanes at dusk, his shadow stretching impossibly long in the fading light. The architecture is as layered as the history: Elizabethan manors with ornate chimneys, Gothic spires piercing the clouds, and farmhouses untouched since Shakespeare's day. With four distinct seasons: spring lambs in sunlit fields, summer wildflowers swaying in the breeze, autumn gold setting the hills ablaze, and winter frost turning the moors to silver, the scenery never truly repeats itself. Even the weather plays its own drama, with sudden mists rolling in to shroud the hills before breaking apart to reveal sunlit valleys. The Peak District isn't merely scenic. It's a place where history and myth walk hand in hand. Every footpath could lead you into the pages of a ghost story. Every ruined wall could be the remnant of a tale long forgotten. And if you feel as though the hills are watching you, it's probably because they are. They're silent slopes guarding secrets you'll never quite unravel. Cornwall, England. At the very tip of England lies Cornwall, a place where the map runs out and adventure begins. A land caught between myth and tide, where every wave seems to carry a story from another time. The peninsula stretches into the Atlantic, its cliffs facing the open ocean with quiet defiance, as if guarding the secrets of centuries. Beaches gleam gold under a soft sun, while fishing villages cling to the shoreline like barnacles to rock, their narrow lanes scented with salt and fresh-caught fish. Truro, the only city in Cornwall, boasts a striking Gothic Revival cathedral whose spires pierce the skyline, seeming to point the way to the heavens. The air feels different here, milder, softer, thanks to a unique microclimate that allows palm trees and subtropical plants to flourish in unexpected corners. Even in winter, there's a whisper of spring in the breeze, and gardens bloom when the rest of England still sleeps. Cornwall's history is as layered as its cliffs, Celtic roots, medieval legends, and the age of mining all leaving their mark. Tintagel Castle stands at the heart of its mythology, forever linked to King Arthur and tales of chivalry and magic. Standing on its windswept headland, it's easy to believe in knights, dragons, and lost kingdoms beneath the waves. Warm ocean currents breathe life into gardens overflowing with palms, camellias, and exotic blooms. The Eden Project's geodesic domes sparkle like jewels, sheltering rainforests and desert landscapes in a vision of sustainable innovation. Here, past and future meet, ancient stone circles lie not far from cutting-edge green technology. Mining once pulsed through this land, leaving behind UNESCO-listed engine houses perched dramatically over the sea, their silhouettes etched against sunsets of molten gold. Artists have long sought Cornwall's unique light, capturing its soft gold and silver tones on canvas. Surfers ride the wild waves of Newquay, hikers trace the southwest coast path, and sailors cut across turquoise bays. Bodmin Moor holds a quieter, more haunting beauty, with mists that blur the line between myth and reality. Local legends speak of ghostly hounds, hidden treasures, and spirits that wander when the fog rolls in. Every corner offers another breathtaking horizon, from sunlit coves to storm-lashed headlands. And when the sun sets, painting the ocean in fire before fading into a violet dusk, you'll understand why Cornwall feels timeless, a place where land, sea, and sky meet in an endless dance, and where every visit feels like the beginning of a legend. Pembrokeshire Coast, Wales. On the southwestern edge of Wales, Pembrokeshire unfolds like a painter's masterpiece carved by the sea. The Atlantic has spent centuries sculpting golden cliffs, sea arches, and hidden coves where turquoise waters shimmer under the sun. The Pembrokeshire Coast Path stretches 186 kilometers, wrapping the peninsula in a ribbon of adventure. Along the way, you'll find fishing villages where the 19th century lingers in every cobbled street. Tenby, with its candy-colored buildings and golden sands, looks as though it has leapt straight from the pages of a storybook. Offshore, Scummer Island teems with puffins, their bright beaks glowing against the green hills. In summer, the island becomes a paradise of wildflowers, where puffins share the skies with guillemots and shearwaters. Norman fortresses perch high above the surf, guarding tales of medieval battles. These stone sentinels, some said to be haunted, still watch over the headlands where warriors once clashed. St. David's, the smallest city in Britain, holds a cathedral dedicated to Wales' patron saint, a pilgrimage site since the Middle Ages. The holy well at St. Non's Chapel was once believed to cure the sick, its waters flowing through centuries of faith. Inland, the Preseli Hills roll gently, shrouded in mystery and ancient lore. Legends whisper that the bluestones of Stonehenge were quarried here, carried across land and sea by strength, or perhaps by magic. Farmers keep dairy traditions alive, a reminder that this is still a working countryside where past and present share the same fields. In the national park, every bend in the trail offers a postcard-perfect view. Towering sea stacks crowned with seabirds, caves echoing with the crash of waves, and sunsets that set the horizon aflame. Spring brings wildflowers framing the ocean in brilliant color, while autumn welcomes migrating birds from across the world. Winter, though quieter, has its own fierce beauty. Storms pounding the cliffs, the air sharp with salt and adventure. Here, nature, history, and myth weave together into a tapestry that feels timeless. Pembrokeshire isn't just a place, it's a living legend on Wales' western edge, a land where every wave writes a new line in an ancient story. Norfolk Broads, England. Picture a world where rivers weave lazily through emerald meadows and tranquil lakes glisten under the soft English sun. Welcome to the Norfolk Broads. Spanning over 117 square miles, this enchanting waterland is a labyrinth of navigable rivers and man-made lakes. Born from ancient peat excavations that flooded centuries ago, creating a landscape unlike anywhere else in Britain. It's a place where you can drift for hours in a boat, passing under arched stone bridges and alongside grazing cattle, feeling the gentle sway of the water and the whisper of the breeze. Boating is the best way to experience the Broads. Whether piloting a small craft or joining a guided tour led by local experts who share tales of the land. Along the way, you'll encounter windmills, not the kind from Holland postcards, but English structures that once kept farmland dry and still stand as silent guardians of the marshes. Their silhouettes against the evening sky are unforgettable, casting long shadows that stretch across the water at sunset. The waterways wind past villages frozen in time, their stone churches and thatched roofs unchanged for generations, where the slow pace of life feels like a balm to the modern world. Birdsong fills the air, warblers, kingfishers, and rare species you won't find elsewhere in Britain. Wildlife thrives here. Kingfishers flash like blue lightning, otters leave ripples in the dawn, and dragonflies shimmer in sunlight like tiny jewels. Herons stand statuesque on riverbanks, while swans glide gracefully in quiet coves. At sunrise, mist hovers over the water, turning the landscape into a dreamlike scene where reality and fantasy blur. At night, stars reflect on the still surface, undisturbed by city lights, offering a perfect mirror to the vast sky above. This is a sanctuary not just for wildlife, but for the human soul, a place where worries drift away with the current and silence speaks volumes. For many, in the Norfolk Broads aren't just a destination, they're a way to step back in time. In this timeless place, you'll find beauty not only in the scenery, but in the stillness itself, a rare gift in today's fast-paced world. Isle of Wight, England. Few places in England pack so much variety into such a small space as the Isle of Wight. Sitting just off the south coast, it's a microcosm of seaside charm, royal history, and rugged natural beauty. The island is ringed with sandy beaches and chalk cliffs, the most iconic being the Needles, three jagged pillars jutting dramatically from the sea, their stark white faces weathered by wind and waves over millennia. Inland, rolling downs give way to patchwork farmland and postcard villages, where narrow lanes wind past hedgerows blooming with wildflowers and old stone walls. In the heart of the island, villages sleep beneath church spires, their stone warmed by centuries of sun and stories. At Osborne House, or Time Folds In on Itself, the same rooms where Victoria's children played still look out over the sparkling Solent, a timeless glimpse into royal life and family warmth. Carisbrooke Castle watches the horizon as it has for nearly 1,000 years, its stones whispering of kings, sieges, and resilience. The island's gardens spill color in every season, from Ventnor's subtropical blooms, where palms sway gently in the sea breeze, to Shankland's hidden rose walks that scent the air with delicate perfume. Yet for all its beauty, the Isle of Wight harbors shadows. Tales speak of smugglers' tunnels twisting beneath Shankland streets and ghostly soldiers pacing the ramparts of Carisbrooke Castle. It's said the ghost of Charles I, imprisoned here before his execution, still roams the castle grounds on misty nights. Ventnor's Victorian gardens spill flowers over the cliffs, while Yarmouth's timber pier creaks softly with the weight of history and sea spray. In the rolling downs, Bronze Age burial mounds keep their silent watch, ancient guardians of a land layered with human stories stretching back thousands of years. The island has a rhythm all its own, part seaside holiday, part royal heritage, part wild frontier. On the beaches, you can find the footprints of creatures that walked here before humans even existed, fossilized traces reminding us of Earth's deep past. And always, the sea surrounds you, changing color with the sky, shaping the island's destiny and mood. The Isle of Wight feels like a place suspended between past and present, beauty and mystery, reality and myth, a sanctuary where every breeze whispers tales waiting to be discovered. Snowdonia National Park, Wales. Deep in northern Wales lies a wild, untamed kingdom where mountain ridges slice through the clouds and waterfalls roar like ancient drums. This is Snowdonia National Park, 838 square miles of volcanic rock sculpted by Ice Age glaciers into jagged peaks and sweeping valleys. Snowdon, the great summit, towers above it all, not just as Wales's highest point, but as a guardian of rare alpine life and breathtaking views that stretch for miles. And then there's the legend, King Arthur's final rest said to lie somewhere beneath these rugged slopes, a secret tomb hidden from the world, waiting for the day his country calls him home again. Penny Pass is the legendary starting point for the park's most famous routes, from the scenic pig track to the heart-pounding Crib Goch, a knife-edge ridge that challenges even the most experienced climbers. Away from the peaks, Aber Falls throws itself down a 120-foot drop, filling the valley below with spray and thunder, creating rainbows in the mist and a roar that echoes through the ancient woods. In Snowdonia, nature doesn't whisper, it roars, telling stories carved in stone and water that make you want to lace up your boots and follow where they lead. The park's landscapes are a dramatic mix of rugged wilderness and peaceful glens, where sheep graze on heather-clad hills and rivers carve paths through mossy forests. Quaint villages like Betsy Coed and Beggelert offer a warm welcome, with cozy inns and local tales as rich as the land itself. Snowdonia's skies are vast and ever-changing, from crisp blue mornings to rolling mists that cloak the mountains in mystery. Wildlife thrives here. Rare birds soar on thermals, red kites circle gracefully, and elusive otters play in mountain streams. In every corner, there's a sense of ancient power and wild beauty, a place that challenges and inspires in equal measure. Whether you're seeking adventure, solitude, or a glimpse into legend, Snowdonia invites you to step into its majestic realm, a land where the mountains speak and the spirit of Wales lives strong.